My silver topic is on Odell Beckham Jr. Now, a lot was made this week of him, quote unquote, or allegedly saying that he wanted out of Cleveland, which wasn't the case. He was just saying that
Always the
he just
case.
didn't know what would happen in the future, and he wants to be in Cleveland. Obviously, they've had a tough season. He's having his worst season statistically since he's been in the NFL, career low in catches, yards, touchdowns, 100-yard games. And you look at the Cleveland Browns, this was the team that before the season started, when Odell came, everybody's like, oh my God, they got Odell, they got Baker, they got Chubb, they got David Njoku. They have a defense that's ready to get things done. They've been a disappointment. And if you look at Odell's usage on that team, when you talk about usage, James, Odell's usage, this is one of the premier wide receivers in the NFL, and he can't really get the ball. Like lately, his targets have been up, but earlier in the season, 5, 6 targets maybe, and you have to wonder what were people. Well, I know people taking a little too far, saying the Browns are going to go to the Super Bowl. They were the odds-on favorite. People were betting in Vegas for them to go Super Bowl. I think we took it a little too far. There was a lot of Browns Kool-Aid this summer, and it's coming back to haunt me.
Yeah, Kool-Aid tastes like Jim Jones's. It's crazy. And I was one of the people that I really had high expectations for the Browns this season. I really did. I mean, I thought Baker Mayfield had a good enough rookie year that showed some promise going into the second year, especially adding a weapon like Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I think, I hate for for receivers, I hate to blame quarterbacks sometimes, but I would definitely have to chalk this up to Baker's sophomore slump. He hasn't been as good as he was last year. He's turned the ball over a lot more this year. He hasn't, just his pocket presence has actually gotten worse in the second year, which is very interesting. And so I think coupling a sophomore slump with also high expectations is just kind of a recipe for just a lot of disappointed fans. And so to bring, and I think he's like Odell hasn't been great statistically, but I think just the excitement of bringing a player like Odell, dude can dance. He makes the one-handed catches. He does all these things. He's a handsome dude. He wears the expensive watch on the field. You bring all that flash, and then it doesn't turn into points on the scoreboard. It just makes it look even worse, even past the statistical reasoning right now. And so I think if you're a Browns fan, you're just upset. You're disappointed. You're a Browns fan. How many times do you get excited about a free agent? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody getting traded. Nobody wants to come to Cleveland. That's one of the famous quotes by Joe Kim Noah. Don't nobody want to be here. Don't nobody want to be in Cleveland ever. And so I think
So what line?
exactly, he wasn't. And so I think for a team that never has anything like the Cleveland Browns, for high expectations to be made like this, it just makes it so much more disappointing. And and I also think the teams in their division are playing a lot better than they thought they would this year. Where the Bears got a big win last night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not the Bears. The
Steelers
AFC. Yeah, the Steelers. The Steelers are 7-5 with their fourth string quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And they've had so many injuries and things like that. So nobody. I mean, everybody knew Lamar Jackson was going to be good this year because he ended the season so well last year. But nobody thought that Lamar was going to turn into Michael Vick 2.0. He's an animal friendly Michael Vick. It's amazing. And so it's just like nobody. Nobody thought this was going to happen. And so I think that, couple that with just the Browns is not playing up to par like we thought they would, is just, yeah.
Animal-friendly Michael Vick.
That's what he is. That's what I call him. Animal-friendly Michael Vick.
Well, my thing is it's clearly just the answer is coaching. Just look at the two people across the division, Harbaugh and Tomlin.
Coaching their asses off right now.
Either one of them could be coach of the year.
Yeah.
Realistically. And in the end, you look at Freddie Kitchens. He is such a bad coach. There was one time, I think it was Hard Knocks or one of these times, Baker Mayfield literally called this guy an idiot because he was only the offensive coordinator at the time. He's like, this guy's an idiot. And then that guy became your coach. You knew what was going to happen. Odell is being wasted because, Baker Mayfield even, everyone wants to criticize him. Oh, he's been in too many commercials. No one would say that if he was winning.
Yeah.
No one would really say that. It's just because they suck. And it's because Freddie Kitchens. It's really, I'm going to lay all the blame on this guy. The schemes have always been terrible.
Schemes are horrible.
Time management has been an issue in close games. everything you would mark by, oh, is this coaching, player development? All these things are just really poor grades. Yeah. It's not Baker Mayfield. He showed promise last year with Greg Williams, a defensive-minded coach at the helm, when he was an interim coach. Yeah. So it's more about the coach than anything else. I don't really blame the players. The players have a lot of talent, but Niles did bring up a great point. The other factor, it's not as big, but they're getting everyone's best shot this year.
For sure.
And they are not experienced with that. Only Odell, realistically, has experienced that.
Yeah.
And so it's frustrating when you go from, being the hunted to the hunter.
Yeah, they're usually overlooked.
It's actually really hard.
And then you put that with all the hype they were getting over the summer. I bet everybody was like, bruh, you still the Browns. We're going to whoop that tail when you come here. So it's kind of tough to watch. Like I remember I was at a bar when they played the LA Rams, and like I thought I wanted them to win that game so bad, but Baker couldn't do it in the fourth quarter. And I think just like you said with Kitchens, the best coaches in the NFL, they build the system around their quarterback. Look what Harbaugh has done with Lamar Jackson. Like he plays to his quarterback's strengths. And if you look at the Browns schemes, they don't even look anything like what Lincoln Riley had Baker Mayfield doing at OU. And it's just like, I don't understand. It doesn't take rocket science to look at old tape of your quarterback throwing for 400 yards a game in college, literally ripping up some of the best defenses in the country, and not even remotely running a system that would help him to get to that same form.
Or when you have one of the best running backs in the nation and you don't run him to set up your quarterback.
Exactly.
And I think before we leave the topic, like as we've said ad nauseum, they're talented. Like they have the league's leading rusher in Nick Chubb. They have Jarvis Landry, one of the best slots, best receivers in the NFL. Odell Beckham, who's been one of the best receivers in the NFL since he got onto the scene out of LSU. So there's too much talent there. And Freddie Kitchens, one of the reasons he got the job was because of his relationship with Baker Mayfield. So, maybe they have to reevaluate the offseason. Like, listen, this didn't work out the way we thought it would. We need to get somebody in here who can really develop talent and really get us where we want to go.
Yep, I'm starting my Lincoln Riley campaign. Bring him to Cleveland.
Yeah, and Freddie Kitchens is wearing that Steelers started it shirt. He should be made to wear a shirt that says Steelers finished it. Because really, Mike Tomlin is the true epitome of what Freddie Kitchens isn't. They had nothing. They had so many injuries this year, yet they overcame all that adversity. Freddie Kitchens has none of the adversity. Can't get out of his own way.
Yeah,
it's a real shame
for sure. What's your silver?